What did you?
Starting out, I didn't know what I didn't know. So for me, again, I didn't come from any kind of a background. Nobody in my family were entrepreneurs. Nobody were real estate investors. Nobody was doing anything I was doing in my world. I was always the most successful of generally the people that I hung around. I had the most ambition. So I had to learn it the hard way. So for me, the biggest challenges were I had no money, had no credit. So I had to the banks would not loan me any money. That's much easier today. I just didn't know how to get it, didn't know how to go about it. So I had to finance vehicles to grow and scale companies. I had to use credit cards. Then I had to use an equity line on my house. So the way I got started, I didn't know you could go to somebody to back you in a business that would loan you private money. I didn't even know what that was. So not knowing what I didn't know, because I didn't have any mentors teaching me, and all the information that's out there today, it wasn't out there back in 1997. You couldn't just go on the internet and Google how to start a business and see all these things come up. Score, I don't even think was around back then, or if it was, I didn't know about it. So it was just, learning those things, not knowing what I didn't know, and having to learn everything the hard way. We didn't have the computers, didn't have the technology. But once I broke through that and started doing things, what's really interesting is the things that seemed difficult, once you did them, didn't seem that difficult. And that's what's really cool is that, man, I thought, it's going to be really hard to get to the $1 million level. Once you get there, you're like, wow, that wasn't that hard. It's going to be really hard to get to the $10 million level. Well, once you get there, that wasn't that hard. Man, it's really going to be hard to get to the $100 million level. Well, once you get there, you're like, dang, it really wasn't that hard. It was just an awareness of what's possible. So now ultimately I'm working towards the $1 billion level. And that's what the guys that are there before me, when I look at what they've done, the only difference is they knew more than I did and started earlier. That's the only difference. It's knowledge, and it's not knowing what you don't know, that really limits where you can ultimately go and where you can be if you're not afraid to take the steps and take the action. Yeah, so it all starts with leadership, right? So we are all leaders, and you have to leverage the talents and the time of others in order to grow any type of an organization, no matter what it is. You just can't grow and scale without leveraging others' time, energy, and abilities. And, I have a saying, like a lot of people say, work on your business, not in your business. My philosophy is you have to work on the people in your business so they can work on the business for you. So you have to work on yourself first and foremost, and then you have to work on and develop the people within your organization. And then more importantly than that, you got to let them do their job. So the last thing you want to do is bring on a Tom Brady and then hold him back, right? You bring on a Tom Brady and you say, go, you throw the ball, do what you do. And you have to put aces in places. So you got to find the right people, you got to put them in the right role, and you got to get out of their way and let them do their job. So many entrepreneurs get threatened by their employees. They let their ego get in the way of somebody who's smarter and better, when you should be looking for the best, smartest people you can find. So the way I grew all of my businesses so quickly and so successfully was I went and looked at other organizations that were where I wanted to be, and I hired their top people to come work for me and build this new company. So they knew absolutely way more than I did. And what I did in the interview was I told them, 10 times more than me, Gary. I want you to come join me and help me build this company. I don't know what you know. I want to know, I'm a seeker of wisdom. I want you to come teach me how to do this. But what I'm going to do in exchange is I'm going to mentor you. I'm going to grow your mindset, and I'm going to let you run this company. I'm going to get out of your way and let you roll. So, that's very exciting for people and very enticing for people. So it's number one, understanding you have to work on the people in your business. You got to find the right people to begin with, put them in the right place, and let them do their thing. And then the other thing is leadership. So leadership is I always flip it upside down. So you always have this pyramid, right? The CEO's at the top, everybody else is down at the bottom, underneath that CEO. I've always flipped it upside down. And the CEO is at the bottom of that organization. As the leader in any organization, it's your job. You're the servant. It's your job to give that organization everything it needs to be successful: tools, training, systems, and support. But more importantly, clear direction and no uncertain terms, exactly what's expected and when. Then you have to measure that performance and hold it accountable to the goal and the standard that you've set at every level. So it's that level of accountability, but that clear direction. So when you bring people into the organization, they need to know exactly what's expected of them and when. Then you have to measure that performance and hold it accountable to the goal that was set. So as that leader, once you realize, wow, my job is to give everybody what they need to be successful. It's my job to make sure that I'm serving them. Starts with yourself. You have to build yourself first to even know what it is that you need to give them for them to be successful. And then you have to set them up for success on a regular basis, and then empower them to do the same thing within their departments of that organization. So everything kind of grows out from there. So it's a bottom-up leadership, not top-down.